Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back here to another video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. We have a lot of stuff we need to talk about here for today, from first of all, this big snow squall that could drive its way through the country, perhaps through the Ohio Valley region. We're going to need to watch this one. Also, the possibility here of the potential of another system that's going to be driving its way down across the country for next week. This could be bringing all types of hazards, ranging from possible severe weather to possibly even some snow. That could be a concern. So we'll be going over the exact areas of where we potentially could see the severe weather and where we potentially could see some snow. Now, guys, before we go ahead and get on into it, if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. And all right, let's go ahead and get on into it. All right, so starting off here with the future radar based off of the HRRR model, or the high resolution rapid refresh model. This one comes out every hour, so you know it's up-to-date information. So anyway, starting off here for kind of early tomorrow morning, we are going to be seeing some snow across Illinois. For the late morning, kind of across portions of Indiana, and kind of almost by afternoon, it'll be across areas of Ohio. So this is going to be kicking off here in the form of a long line. As we will be seeing on the models here, we are seeing a big blast of cold air move its way down here from the upper northwest down to the southeast. Now, tomorrow, this will be bringing the possibility of snow showers across, of course, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and perhaps even Wisconsin kind of later on in the afternoon. Alrighty, so when it comes to the accumulations out of this little snow band that could drive its way through, honestly, we actually are seeing a lot more than I potentially thought here. Across portions here of like northern Illinois through central and northern Indiana, portions of northern Ohio, it's possible we could see up to an inch, maybe two if you're lucky. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Now, for areas here along the western and central portions of Michigan, you guys are seeing a bit of a different story, and perhaps maybe even up to 3 to 6 inches being possible. So overall, a decent amount of snowfall could be possible out of this. All right, so now we're going to be discussing this next event here that's going to be happening for kind of mid next week in terms of what we might be able to see and when can we expect it. So when taking a look here at the pressure anomalies, we are noticing that we have ourselves an area of low pressure at the current moment, just south here of Alaska. Now, eventually down in time for kind of middle portions of next week, this low pressure system is expected to ride its way in across the western country and eventually moving its way into the central U.S. Perhaps that could bring some snow and the overall potential of severe weather. So in order to understand what this means, you first need to realize what a low pressure system is and a high pressure system is. I'm sure you guys probably know what this is, but in case if you don't, a low pressure system is usually associated with rainy and cool conditions. Meanwhile, while a high pressure system usually brings some sunny skies and overall warmer temperatures. So that brings us back to the pressure anomalies. So in the current state here of the pressure anomalies, we are seeing an area of low pressure here across the north central country, area of high pressure across western Canada, and another area of low pressure here just south of Alaska. Now, what's going to happen here is this area of high pressure is going to be pushing north, which is going to be allowing for the low pressure here south of Alaska to slip its way in through the United States, driving its way across the western country and into the central country as well. And you can actually see this in motion if we play it down in time. That high pressure pushes north and that low pressure system swings down, impacting the west. And my friends, this is yet again going to cause more problems for California, as we are expecting a lot more precipitation, not out of one, but two actual potential systems here. So we track our way down here in time here based off of the GFS American model, and we see our first system impact here for basically the 19th. So basically for the day after tomorrow, kind of around the afternoon and evening hours, bringing some snow potentials for the upper elevations. But for this big low pressure system we were talking about swinging down, as you can see, it rolls its way in here from the west, pushes eastward, driving a lot more snow and overall a lot more potential rainfall. Now, as of right now, this second system is expected to drive its way in here kind of for the 22nd, kind of for like the early 22nd and kind of into the early 23rd, it should be out. So overall, that's what we are looking at. So as this system rolls its way in here across the west, we will be seeing all that precipitation move its way here to the central country, where some interesting things is going to happen. So right now, the models are still kind of fighting for an agreement, but at the moment, according to the ECMWF model, we are going to be seeing the system centralized across basically the Midwest here for the 24th. Now, you can see this big long line of precipitation showing a lot of rainfall. This potentially could be severe weather, as we'll be talking more about that here in a second. And there also could be the possibility of some snow and maybe even perhaps a little bit of ice compared to what the European model has to say. Now, this will be tracking its way up here to the east, potentially driving all that severe weather eastward, maybe for areas here of the Central Plains, Midwest, perhaps even the Southeast, and maybe even the Ohio Valley. So now when comparing that to the GFS model, we were just looking at the ECMWF, we track our way down here in time, and the similarities is pretty much spot on. We get that low pressure system rolling in kind of for the 22nd, exiting the west for the 23rd, and then it rolls its way into the country, the central portion, here for basically the 24th. Now here's what's interesting. Now according to the GFS model, unlike what the last model had to suggest, not as much snow is expected out of this model. So that's what I mean. They're kind of fighting right now for these similarities. So overall, right at the moment, we are seeing maybe a little bit of snow being possible for areas here like Wisconsin, maybe even Michigan. Both models actually did suggest that. So if you're across areas of Wisconsin and Michigan, you might want to be watching out for this. And honestly, I would be watching out if you're like across Minnesota, perhaps even the Dakotas as well. But yeah, like I said, there is the possibility here for severe weather, and let me talk more about that. But before we do, I want to go ahead and tell you guys we have a really cool merch store. So consider checking that out by taking a look here at the first link in the description. If you guys would like to support the channel, we also do have our Cash App as well. Be greatly appreciated. It'll directly support us. And all right, let's go ahead and talk more about that severe weather. All right, so in order for thunderstorms to fire off, they need their energy, just like you and I, how we eat and everything like that. This is basically the thunderstorm food, essentially. So according to the American GFS model, as we track our way down here in time, and as that low pressure system drives up a lot of warm air from the Gulf of Mexico, starts interacting with that cold air that's driving its way down from the upper northwest. Now here's what happens. So according to the GFS model, we might just have enough instability across portions here of Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, more specifically kind of towards like the Ohio Valley region, Midwest, and portions of the Southern Plains, and even the western Southeast could be dealing with a little bit of severe weather. All right, so now taking a look here at the ECMWF, or the European model, to compare it with the last GFS model we just looked at. So as we track our way down here in time, there's one main key difference with this in particular model, and that is that there's not as much instability compared to what the last model, the GFS, had to say. But it does still show kind of the same areas being impacted, like the Southern Plains, Central Plains, Midwest region, the Ohio Valley potentially, the Southeast. Like I said, the reason I'm really wanting to show you this here is because, like I said, we're starting to see a little bit of support for possible thunderstorm formation across the Ohio Valley for portions of mid next week. So yeah, it's something we're going to need to watch out for a few strong to, if not severe, thunderstorm activity. So like we said, it's not going to be only the severe weather possibility. There's also going to be the chance for snow as well. And I see two possible scenarios out of this. And first off, we have scenario one. So the way I see scenario one happening is we have a low pressure system that drives its way through the west and actually remains pretty far down south. Now this will drive some more snow for portions of the central and northern country, and a little bit less severe weather kind of more isolated to the south. And with that being said, we have scenario two. Now scenario two consists of a much higher area of low pressure, much more higher up into the country, that could drive more severe weather, more warmer temperatures overall, and once again, maybe the possibility for snow, but not as much snow in the country because of the altered low pressure system. So overall, that's what we need to watch over the next few days. But anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you guys did enjoy it, once again, please consider leaving a like and hitting that subscribe button if you have not already. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the video. Also, once again, check out our cool merchandise. We have it linked down in the description below. Also, our Cash App if you guys would like to send us a few dollars to help keep the programs running and help keep us going, my friends. All right, once again, thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be doing a live stream here later on tonight, probably around 7 o'clock, so I hope to see you guys there for Personal Forecast. All right, y'all, please take care and have a great day here for today.